We managed to return Knight here to Ilmeg. Second zone we've managed to do that for, so hooray! Ere for a moment I doubt that thou wouldst triumph over thy foe, yet the majesty of thy achievement delighted me nonetheless. Knight hath returned to Ilmeg, and we stand one step closer to delivering the first from its doom, and averting the 8th Umbral Calamity. 'Tis but a pity thou weren't present to see the Fey folk put the Almorians to flight. 'Twas a sight to raise the spirits, I do assure thee. Aye, but what valuable allies they might prove, where the mood only take them. Now we have all the ether currents for Ilmeg. Oh, we got a present. I knew you could do it, and not only because of your blessing. You have a strength all your own, and has seen us through many a trial. With the war and defeat, I believe our work here is done. It's time we were going together, needless to say. To the bitter end, the fate of our 2 words being at stake, and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much and more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fey folk. That Rinjit elected the Brazuas makes me hopeful the city was spared Ilmore's attentions, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I would speak for us all when I say I've had a belly full of Ilmeg. Let us away before the fairies take to play with us again. Is there any spots here I still need to fill out? Yeah, there's a little bit, I guess. Let's go ahead and get on our groundy and fly around. There's this little spot over here, and then there's the spot over to the east, so... Not quite sure what this is even for over here. I guess there must be a spot underwater. Another village submerged, I'm assuming. Something like that. There we go. Then we make our way east and... get that other spot, and we fill out the whole map at that point. I do like how this mount has, like, the ribbons or cloths flying with it. That's pretty neat. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. I think we're gonna have to head upwards, though. Because it seems like what we're missing is, like, this mountain area over here. Can't go any higher over here. Got a temple, and I'm assuming this little cliffside over here is what's the last missing. And there we go. Entire area is mapped. We can just go ahead and head back to the Crystarium, I guess. Oh, you know what? There's a blue job way down this way. Huh. That's actually kind of interesting. That is by the Pendants. So if that's what I think it is, then we could have flying here for Lakeland, too. Where is the nearest? Okay, it's over there. Over to the pendants. Oh, maybe it's outside, actually. Can I get through here? Oh yeah, I can, okay. Oh yep, that's our last quest key there for Lakeland. Hail, sinner, might this old woman oppose upon you to travel to Fort Jobber instead. My son Kethwick is there with the guard out there, and I have a package for him that wants delivering. I'd go myself, but he simply aren't up to the task. Alright, where's Fort Job? That's the question. Okay, Fort Job's right here, so we got off really easy for this one. Package. Oh, food for Mother. Everyone will be so pleased. Her last letter mentioned how distraught she was to hear that members of the Guard had been given their lives at Hallmaster Switch. How touched that so many more risked themselves to protect it. Of course she would be. Our whole family's from there, after all. I suspect that she'll wanted to express her feelings by preparing food for us. She does that. Wait a moment, you were at Hallmaster Switch too, weren't you? I saw you on the front lines. I knew it. I don't think I could ever forget the sight of you, facing down eater after eater without even once flinching. It's not just me, you're an inspiration to us all. Here's an idea. What if you pass these out to the rest of the Guard? I'm sure they'll be awestruck. Alright, we can do that. Where's this one? Are they upstairs? I guess they are. This one's like the most out of the way, it looks like, so I may as well get this one first. Here's a meal. You have my thanks for this, of course, but also for the battle. Remember you well. Though we lost many, it would have been made more without your aid. Just a flesh wound. Okay, I keep on going like the wrong way around these. Ah, food, thank you. And may I just say, it's a true honor to have you here. Your bravery on the field will not soon be forgotten. Let's go and just pop in by the mender, I mean. There, everything, there we go. I'm assuming that the next zone is probably going to have equipment that's going to finally surpass what I have. Like, I'd be surprised if it doesn't, because we were, like, fairly close on the last zone. It was just a little bit off. Chatwick's mother made this. That's the best news I've had in days. Her cooking is excellent. I was sorry that we couldn't save their home, but at least that whole family made it out alive. And there's just one more around here somewhere. Seemingly in this building, I think. And the last one. Wicked White, you're here. You were there in the middle of it all, strong as 100 men, a bulwark against a tide of eaters that threatened to overwhelm us. And now you brought me a sandwich. That's one way of looking at it, yeah. That gemstone trader might be interesting, because I remember getting a gemstone from a fade at some point. But that can wait for now. Please, were they? I expected as much. I apologize for asking such a trifling task of you, but we lost a lot of people on the battlefield. Anything that might raise morale is well worth trying. And if that, if I admire you even half as much as I do, well, cough. Okay, I show my sincerest gratitude. I saved my favorite portion of the food for you, so please take it along with my thanks. There we go. And now we can fly. Since the Crystarium's not that far from here, we may as well just fly back. Yeah, I still have the other quest, but I'm kind of... I almost think I might want to start it at like level 80 or something, because it's probably going to be... So I think that's what's replacing the class quest, is that thing. And if that's in the case, it's going to be essentially from level 70 to 80. So I'm kind of thinking like do this once I reach level 80, so maybe just have that hidden for now. Because I'm sure I'll hit 80 like way before I need to worry about it on the main story quest anyways. Because we're only about 3 levels and a half away from 80 already. And we're just now probably getting into level 74 stuff.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Ylmor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity... I am M itself, acsian.
Gaius spoke of you, a native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining? Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all, but that's no different from what Lahabret did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed acsian slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted.
I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much of a ponder, but first things first, we should report to the Azar. You can run along, Lauren. We're perfectly capable of handling this little task. While you have a recent insertions, I see you've earned a rest. Go on, take yourself off to bed. We'll see you later. Refresh your writer for more. Yeah, it's time for our talk of Albert, no doubt, huh? Interesting character so far, that Emmett. Oh, welcome back, Master. We've been expecting you. Fine refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. You'll be retiring now. Yes, I will be. Oh, I got a sandwich basket. Neat. Considering the fact we just did a quest about sandwiches, and that just randomly gave us a sandwich basket? Hope the past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the Flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history and the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the acsian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the Flood was of the acsian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Tell me about Seto.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Alright, it seems like we're actually bonding with Albert a bit more. Realpolitik. Oh, we got a new coffer to take a look at here. This might be it. This might be the new one we'll actually use. Good morning, you miss. I do hope you're well rested. The Azarch and your commands are currently gathered in the Ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. We can certainly do that. Docile Gate, I believe it is. Hello there, Gatekeep. We're back once again.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe.
Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
A colonel, perhaps. I mean, this is pretty much the most straight-laced assassin.
If he simply meant to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Acsians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Amareng, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Amareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to Yulmore.
So long until we're rescuing the Azark or Ilmore prison cell, I wonder. Before you leave, I'd make a request of you. There's a church, or rather the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. May I ask you to go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Within that hall remains a tablet whose writings, I believe, may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. Let's consider a proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey on to Fort Job that we might secure this relic. Alright, we go ahead and do that then. Since Fort Job has its own teleport, we'll just go ahead and use that. I guess we're losing Alphinaud and Sele again. They seem to be kind of jumping in and out of our party quite a bit. Here amidst these ruins, we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hollow hall, the tablet we seek. Time's of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this, this coffer here. I need to get to my inventory. Stick a hook. Yeah, it's better. It is better. Just like slightly though. Yeah, we'll go ahead and be going with this now. Blue Spirit. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as the man's final bastion, but a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood, with its inexorable tides, would drown and night every one. It did all but put an end to the religion as a whole, but the creatures which then did rise from the deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin or both. Whence came the name of Sin Eater. People were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. And where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark that they sought solace. Most devout of these worshippers of shadow did migrate to the Ritaka Greatwood. That is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Guess these are the remains over here. Ah, it's downstairs, okay. This place seems to be holding up pretty well, actually. Oh yeah, this is indeed the church we seek. It is surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now have always borne the scars or decays of disuse. Its subterranean construction have done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its dictorium. As faith and light did wane, so rose relevance for the dark. As followers did want for places of worship to be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to the worshippers of the dark, the knights blessed. Who subsequently migrated to Ritaka, yes? Indeed, 'twas beneath the shaded boughs of the Ritaka Greatwood they finally found sanctuary. Often, many times, did Ilmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. Azark knoweth full well that Ystol in her seclusion doth labor to learn all she may of the blessed and their past. That's why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet which he spoke no doubt provided a glimpse into the history that she had so yearned to comprehend. Well then, we better hurry up and find it. Are we... Okay, it's another one of those camera things, I guess. I can barely see my hand from my face, if only that torch was a little closer. The tablet fragment of Holy Scripture was most certainly rest here on the altar, yet this would I presume must have been where the blessed placed the font of seeing, using the practice of their faith. Whither then? Where would this set the tablet? Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like? Where would they put the tablet? That's an interesting question. Aha! It was under the table. Within the altar, thou sayest. Not if they save thy eye, it would seem. This is indeed the temple we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knight's Blast. If I'm not mistaken, they were written in the script of the ancient Empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Raktaka. It must be no small to decipher them. Fine gift for our seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Izark understand the thieves so only too well. But come, let's quit this place and make ready for a journey to the woods. Ere we depart, there's a custom of Knight's Blast, which I am compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is believed the blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of everlasting day. Yet this command it pleadeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases masters their disciples. So it's that you still have taken the name Master Matoya, lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. That's an interesting custom indeed. I'm thinking we probably have to fly there, because I don't think we have anything too near there. Nah. We'll be able to fly, it's fine. Oh, I love all the purple. Oh, is this the way to it? Huh, I thought this was the homo switch, or whatever. Well met, traveler. What brings you here? Yes, of course. Right this way.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not.
I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Emmett finally joins the party. What is it now? Do you expect me to regale you with friendly bad? Oh, very well, I'll home you this once. You may consider it my latest act of good faith. Come on then, what do you wish to know? Why this form in the first? Oh well, what a curious question. Little flesh is but a vessel in which we acsians pour the elixir of our souls, molding it as it fits the occasion, but not if we so choose. Be it for a year or a millennium, I prefer to maintain the same form until my duty is done. So after arriving here the first, I fashioned some helpless body into the man you see before you. Those your friend over there can attest, those are those of us who forego such alterations. He was ever the rash one, Liabria, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him. Okay. Anything else? If you nothing to ask me, why are you still here? Don't you have warrants to vanquish and realm to save? If he ever opened his mouth again, it'd be too soon. Never open his mouth again, it'd be too soon. Anchorage told me the acsians what they've done. If he isn't willing to help, is it wise to let him stay with us? You were the one that said something. This plane our assassin counterpart meaning to follow wherever so we lead, where otherwise we would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it privy to death every corner, and so long as the light morn remaineth, the seniors shall be free to prey upon these lands without cease. When not is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, the swarm of incendiators did lay waste into their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in doing so. Though some few did survive, they know not how to go on. One more soul is in one of the guiding hand. For a mercy, Yustola had provided what they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thinly shall we bend our steps. The fourth god. Alright. Well, I think at this point, now that we're entering a new zone, this is probably a good stopping point for this video, so onward, next time, into the Rutaka Greatwood.